Honestly, Liana, is it that hard to fold towels properly? You fold them like you're still living in a jungle.
She always said things like that. I wanted to scream, but I needed the job. I just nodded. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll fix it. I cooked, cleaned, scrubbed their toilets, picked up their dry cleaning, walked their yappy dog. No matter how much I did, it wasn't enough. They called me the help, never by my name. One day, while I was mopping the marble floor in the foyer, Blake walked in with muddy shoes from lacrosse practice.
Oops. Guess you'll have to do that all over again, Jungle Girl.
Then he kicked over the bucket for good measure. Another time, Madison decided to test her new beauty influencer equipment by using me as a guinea pig.
Today we're going to turn our maid into a beauty queen. From rags to, well, still rags, but with lipstick.
She smeared hot pink lipstick all over my face and made me walk around like that until dinner time. I heard Mr. Carson laugh when he saw me.
Looking good, Liana. Maybe you'll find yourself a rich husband with that look.
They made me eat leftover food off cracked plates, while the dog ate from porcelain. They threw away clothes I had hand-washed just because they smelled too foreign. I came to this country with nothing but a suitcase, a faded passport, and dreams stitched into every hem of my only winter coat. My name is Liana, and I was 24 when I left my small village in the Philippines to work as a maid for a wealthy family in America. I thought I'd hit the jackpot when I got the job. The Carsons lived in a mansion so big it had its own elevator, and I was assigned a tiny room in the basement that smelled like mildew and had no windows. Still, I told myself it was better than nothing. I was wrong. The Carsons were the kind of rich that made you feel poor just by breathing their air. The parents, Mr. Daniel and Mrs. Victoria Carson, had inherited wealth and walked around like they owned the planet. They had 3 kids: Blake, 17, spoiled and entitled; Madison, 14, cruel with a smile; and Sophie, 10, the only one who occasionally treated me like a human. From day one, I was treated like furniture. No, furniture was dusted. I was just there to serve.
Honestly, Liana, is it that hard to fold towels properly? You fold them like you're still living in a jungle.
She always said things like that. I wanted to scream, but I needed the job. I just nodded. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'll fix it. I cooked, cleaned, scrubbed their toilets, picked up their dry cleaning, walked their yappy dog. No matter how much I did, it wasn't enough. They called me the help, never by my name. One day, while I was mopping the marble floor in the foyer, Blake walked in with muddy shoes from lacrosse practice.
Oops. Guess you'll have to do that all over again, Jungle Girl.
Then he kicked over the bucket for good measure. Another time, Madison decided to test her new beauty influencer equipment by using me as a guinea pig.
Today we're going to turn our maid into a beauty queen. From rags to, well, still rags, but with lipstick.
She smeared hot pink lipstick all over my face and made me walk around like that until dinner time. I heard Mr. Carson laugh when he saw me.
Looking good, Liana. Maybe you'll find yourself a rich husband with that look.
They made me eat leftover food off cracked plates, while the dog ate from porcelain. They threw away clothes I had hand-washed just because they smelled too foreign. Victoria once locked me outside for forgetting to iron her scarf, and I spent hours in the cold while Madison filmed me from the window, laughing and calling me a homeless rodent. They even made me clean up after their parties, where drunk guests spilled wine and ashes all over the carpet. And when something went missing, they searched my room without warning. Blake once accused me of stealing his Bluetooth headphones and made me kneel on the floor while he emptied my laundry basket in front of everyone. He later found them under his bed. No apology, just a shrug. When I got sick one winter, feverish and coughing, they locked me out of the house for sanitary reasons.
We can't afford to get sick. Sleep in the pool house.
It was 30 degrees that night. I used a garden hose as a blanket and wept until my tears froze on my cheeks. Despite everything, I worked. I saved. I taught myself business basics through free online videos late at night, using the Carsons Wi-Fi when I could. I kept a notebook where I wrote every business idea I had, and when Sophie wasn't being a brat, She'd sometimes sneak me snacks and ask what I was writing.
Are you gonna be famous one day?
Maybe. Or maybe I'll just be free. I had no family here, no support. But I had fire in me. I made a plan. By the time I was 28, I had saved just enough and applied for a small business grant for immigrants. I left the Carsons on a cold March morning without a goodbye. Victoria barely looked up when I handed in my apron.
You'll be back. They all come back.
But I didn't. I launched a cleaning company, Maid in Gold, targeting wealthy neighborhoods. I hired other immigrant women, undervalued, underpaid, paid them fair wages, gave them proper housing, training, and respect. It exploded. Turns out, being treated like dirt teaches you exactly how not to treat others. Within 5 years, I expanded to home organization, staging luxury homes for sale, then launched a real estate agency. I bought properties, flipped them, built an empire. Meanwhile, the Carsons hired a new maid named Elena. Young, pretty, and far more clever than they realized. At first, they treated her with the same cruelty they gave me, only worse because they thought she was soft. On Elena's second day, Victoria caught her eating a granola bar on her break.
You eat like a dog. Go eat outside. I don't want your immigrant crumbs on my marble.
It's just a snack, ma'am. I've been working since 6.
That's not my concern, and stop calling me ma'am. You're not in your banana country anymore.
Daniel wasn't any better. One morning, Elena accidentally bumped his cufflinks tray while dusting. One cufflink rolled off the dresser and hit the floor.
Are you blind? Do you know what those cost? That's real gold, idiot.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll pick it.
Don't touch it. Just get out and tell my wife she owes me a new maid.
Blake, who had become a full-time loser after failing college, spent most of his days drunk or glued to poker apps on his phone. He once cornered Elena in the hallway while drunk.
You're kind of cute for a maid. You want to earn extra cash?
I'm here to clean, not to be disrespected.
Pfft. You people should be grateful anyone even looks at you.
After just a month of this humiliation, something snapped in Elena. She had endured abuse like this in the past, but not anymore, not in silence. She smiled, nodded, and began planning. She started small. Daniel's Rolex collection began disappearing, one watch at a time. Victoria's diamond earrings, gone. A tablet from Madison's room. A few art pieces from the guest house. She knew what she was doing. She sold them all through an anonymous account, collecting cash quietly. But it wasn't enough. The real revenge came after Victoria threw a garden party.
Honestly, this new girl is worse than the last one. I should have just ordered a cleaning robot. Immigrants are a disease. They come here with lice and attitude.
Elena's face didn't flinch, but her heart boiled. That night, she searched the Carsons' medicine cabinets and closets, then stashed a few small bags of powder inside a velvet pouch and zipped it into the inner lining of Victoria's designer handbag. 2 days later, the police showed up. Elena made sure of it. An anonymous tip about suspected trafficking and stolen goods.
Open up! This is the LAPD. We have a warrant to search the premises.
Victoria answered in a silk robe with a wine glass in hand.
What's the meaning of this? This is a private residence.
Ma'am, we've received a credible tip about narcotics and stolen items on the premises. We'll need to search the property. This is harassment. We have lawyers. You're welcome to call them, sir. But unless you'd like to be arrested for obstruction, we suggest you step aside.
Within minutes, the officers found what they were looking for, right where Elena had planted it.
Ma'am, can you explain this?
What? That's not mine. I don't even touch. Daniel, do something.
We also found evidence of high-value items reported missing by neighbors, matching descriptions of what's in your guest house. Wait, this is a setup. We've been robbed. It's that maid. She did this. She wasn't the one with drugs in her purse, sir. You two are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
Handcuffed and shoved into separate squad cars, Victoria wailed while Daniel barked threats at the police. Elena stood in the doorway, arms crossed, expression blank. She never returned to the house. The news made headlines. Beverly Hills couple arrested for drug possession, theft ring suspected. Their names were tarnished. Daniel was fired from his financial firm immediately. Victoria lost her luxury lifestyle brand contract. Sponsors dropped her within hours. And while they were in jail, Blake kept gambling. He owed over $90,000 to illegal online casinos. With his parents locked up and no money coming in, he did the unthinkable. He forged Daniel's signature and sold the mansion. When Victoria and Daniel were released after 6 months, the house was gone. The locks were changed. Their belongings had been auctioned off to settle debts.
Where's my house? Where are my things?
I had to clear some things up. Chill. You still have the pool house. Wait, never mind. That's gone too. You idiot! You ruined us! You sold everything! Maybe if you had paid more attention to me instead of your precious brand, I wouldn't have had to gamble to feel alive.
Madison didn't care. She was maxing out credit cards and posting sponsored content that paid in body scrubs and failed crypto coins. She filmed a tearful "we're downsizing" video and lost followers instantly. They were broke. They were disgraced. And every last insult they ever threw at Elena, and at me, was now echoing back like a curse. Sophie, bless her heart, cut them off completely. She came to see me one day at my company's launch gala.
I'm sorry for everything they did to you. You were the only one who deserved better.
You were different. You saw me. That's all I needed. Since then, Sophie and I became close. We traveled together, went to museums, brunches, even took a road trip across the West Coast. She called me her auntie. And then, karma rang my doorbell. At a luxury open house for a mansion I had just acquired, my HR manager came to me.
Liana, someone applied for a cleaning job. You might want to see this.
It was Victoria Carson. I stared at the application, stunned. When she walked into the interview room and saw me, her jaw dropped.
Leon!
Oh, you remember my name now? She looked down, humiliated.
We've had a hard time.
Yes, I read about it. Quite the scandal. She tried to speak again, but I cut her off. I'm willing to give you a chance. We start everyone at entry level. Laundry, toilets, mopping floors. She flushed deep red.
I'll do it.
That wasn't the only surprise. A month later, I visited one of the mansions I was flipping. The landscaper trimming the hedges looked familiar. It was Daniel Carson. He looked at me, shamefaced.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Funny. Neither did I. I fired him at the spot. I heard he and Victoria now lives in a cramped 2-room rental in a rough part of town. He got a job as a night security guard at a shopping plaza. I heard just 5 days in, he was beaten by a group of thieves who looted a liquor store. They broke his nose and 2 ribs. Madison? She now works at a kiosk in the mall, selling cheap knockoff perfumes. Still rude. Still bitter. Still broke. Only Sophie rose above them. We speak weekly. She's studying nonprofit management and dreams of opening a shelter for immigrant workers. At our Christmas party that year, I stood on the balcony of my penthouse and watched the skyline. Champagne in hand, I felt the weight of years lift from my shoulders. Later that night, I caught Victoria cleaning a bathroom. She looked at me with haunted eyes.
How did you do it?
Respect, hustle, and treating people like humans. So yeah, that's my story. From maid to millionaire. And if you ever find yourself scrubbing someone else's toilet while they laugh in your face, just smile, save your coins, and make a plan. Karma has a way of showing up wearing designer heels. Oh, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell.